What's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are live here June 24th in the evening hours to kick off the evening. What's up, everybody? Hey, guys, we got some great news. The top 10 cornerbacks have been released, and the Miami Dolphins had two. I repeat, we had two cornerbacks in the top 10. We're going to be discussing that today, as well as a lot more. And we're going to chit chat and hang out for a little bit, answer some of you guys' questions. But before we do, let's take care of some business. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button to show your love and support for the videos that we make. Also, check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at TDPHINSTALK. You can also find my content at dolphinstalk.com as well. And if you're interested in other real talk and other conversations, check me out on TD's Real Talk. TD's with the TD''S, so you can find the channel. Over there, we talk real talk, any and everything. No subject is off limit. So if that's the type of thing you like to get down with, hit your boy up, man. What's up to the homie Steve Xavien, my brother from another mother in the building? I see you, man. I hope everything is well for you, man. Hit me up when you get a chance, man. Horsey Head is in the house, fresh from the Bahamas. Shout out to our Bahamian family. We appreciate y'all being with us. Chef Jew in the house. I hope you're enjoying your birthday week, my brother. I wish you many, many more, and I'm going to continue to tell you that this week, man. What's up, Rashard Brown? Shout out to the mod squad. We got Finn Strong, Elder Bruce Jones, Adam Malik, Chef Jew. We got so many Horsey Head in the building. Josh Hart. What's up, mod squad? And shout out to everybody who's already here, who's punched that like button. I appreciate it because we got 40 people watching, and that number is going to continue to climb, but we already got 28 likes. Let's go ahead and hit that like button before Matt Burke and Adam Gase comes through, because you know it's inevitable. You know it's inevitable. They will come through. They will hit the dislike button, but it also is validation that we're doing something right over here. So we always appreciate them coming through for us. What's up, everybody? But hey, let's have this conversation, guys. So we got two top corners in the NFL. That's what they say. You know, they say we have two top corners in the NFL. So on the top 10 list, at number 8, you had our boy Xavien Howard, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. I want to read what I haven't even read this yet, but I'm going to read what they said. Howard is key to what Brian Flores is building in Miami. The 26-year-old and former second-round pick is one of the best in the league at what he does, and it's not up for debate. I don't know who dawned them and made them king, but anyway, Howard is only a season removed from 7 interceptions, which followed up a previous career best 4 in 2017. The quarterbacks only completed 52.4% of their passes in 2018 when they targeted him. Howard saw his interception tally dwindle to only 1 in 2019. Yes, but that was due to a knee injury that landed him on injured reserve, and not because he's a flash in the pan. He's a cornerstone player any team would be lucky to have, but one the Dolphins plan on keeping for a long time. Okay, we shall see. I hope so. And my computer looks like it's gonna die, so something happened to my charger. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Oh. Yep, it was unplugged all day, but we're good now. All right. So that's what they said about Xavien Howard, which is very interesting. Matter of fact, let me go to see. This is CBS Sports, who made this, and this is courtesy of Patrick Walker. Excuse me, Patrick Walker. Okay, so our next cornerback on the list. Let's see here. Number 6, Byron Jones. Jones is the highest paid defensive back in the NFL history, but some can't figure out why that is. Allow me to help by pointing out, as stated previously in this list, while interceptions are celebrated for good reason, when an elite corner lacks them, it's time to do some digging to find out why. The Dolphins know the reason, and that's why they had no problem giving him a historic contract, and the Dallas Cowboys know why as well. Okay, although their pursued strings were too tight to put them in the free agency conversation after having spent a first-round pick on him 5 seasons ago. And that is interesting. The Cowboys spent the first-round pick on him and didn't keep him. The bottom line is Jones was coached to cover and not take away the ball. But his time at UConn proved he can do both. He routinely shut down half of the field and is rarely known as evidenced by permitting just 6.2 yards per target in 2019, making the tandem of Jones and Howard a lethal one in Miami. Interesting. Now, shout out to Xavien in the building, man. I see you, homie. They left your boy out on this list. I think he should have been in the top 10. I got to say that. I think he should have been in the top 10, but they left him out. They left the Ravens. They left your boy out of the top 10, Xavien. You got one, but they left your boy out, man. Ooh. I think he got robbed. But anywho, let's go to the list, all right? Number 1 on the list, Stephon Gilmore. We already know what time it is. Stephon Gilmore earned it. Not when he played Devontae Parker, because Devontae Parker ate him for lunch, which is a good thing. Xavien said it's all good. He'll continue to be a top 5 corner. He'll continue to be a top 11 corner, because right now they say he ain't top 10. You know I'm trolling you right now. I know the man. Well, top 5. I give him top 8. I mean, I get it why you say top 5. I give him top 8. But right now, the best we can give him is 11. The list came out. You know, this ain't my list. They made the list. It came out. I would say top 8, but they basically see it as top 11. You know, but that's an argument for another day. So Stephon Gilmore rounds the list at the top. But Devontae Parker, we got a Stephon Gilmore neutralizer on our team, so we good. All right. Then you got your boy Marcus Peters. Xavien know what time it is. He's number 2. All right. And Marcus Peters is that guy. I think that Byron Jones is a better cover corner, but he's that guy. Well, they actually mentioned Byron Jones in his bio. Hold on. They said and that will eventually be a deal that they're basically talking about Marcus Peters will probably get a deal that surpasses Byron Jones's deal. Ooh, you gotta pay Marcus Peters, then you gotta eventually pay Lamar. Boy, the Ravens gonna clear some space for us in the future, y'all. I'm telling y'all, they're gonna have some big deals they gotta deal with. But hey, we'll see how that goes later. All right, so number 3 on the list, Joe Hayden from the Steelers. Interesting. Joe Hayden. Yeah, he's that guy. I can't knock him for that. I can't knock that. He is nice. Number 4 on the list, Jalen Ramsey. People don't want to argue that either. Number 5, Patrick Peterson from the Cardinals. Top corner. They say he's a top 5 corner until further notice. Okay. We already know Byron Jones came in at 6. Tre'Davious White for the Buffalo Bills came in at 7. It don't matter who he gonna guard on Miami. The Dolphins see Tre'Davious White can't guard none of our receivers. So listen, man, they ain't ready. They're not ready. Number 8, Xavien Howard. Again, I'm shocked that he's top 10 after coming off of an injury. And again, the bio only talks about his interceptions. He had 7, and the year before he had 4. That's why they put him in the top 10. And rightfully so. You get them turnovers. Hey, that goes a long way in games. Turnovers go a long way. He had 1 interception last year, but then he ended up getting hurt. So, man, I really hope he has a breakout year this year. Yes, y'all asked it in the comment section. Is X a top 10? They got him a top 10. Now, y'all can say I'm going to start the hate fest, but he wouldn't have made my top 10 right now. Xavien Howard probably would have been my 12th or 13th best corner in the league, And then when he would have came out this year, and if he would have had a Pro Bowl type season, he would have jumped automatically to like number 5 for me because he's a top 5 talent. But after how things have been going lately, it is what it is, man. X is top 10, though. Okay. Y'all hit that like button on your way in, guys. Then we got Chris Harris at number 9. Chris Harris, very solid corner from the Chargers. I say solid like it's a brush over when he's a 3-time he's a 4-time Pro Bowler and a 3-time All-Pro corner. This is an example of what gets me. We're talking about a guy that was undrafted in 2011. Undrafted in 2011, been in this league for 9 years, 4-time Pro Bowler and a 3-time All-Pro. 3-time All-Pro. But X is 1 spot ahead of him. That's what I'm talking about right there, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have at number 10, Marshon Lattimore. Woo! Marshon Lattimore. He landed on the Pro Bowl nod for his first year, along with the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year honors, and having only 1 interception in 2019 didn't stop him from garnering a second Pro Bowl honor. 1 interception and went to the Pro Bowl. So this is the point that I always try to make. We always get glamorized by these interceptions, but we got some guys out here that are actually covering. They are actually covering to make the top 10 and still go to the Pro Bowl with 1 interception. We got guys out here that are actually covering, not just making ball hawk plays, but literally locking their side of the field down. And that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about, man. Then, they had honorable mention Hayward and Humphrey. Like I said, your boy from the Ravens probably got robbed, if you ask me. I think he belonged in the top 10. But that's a whole nother conversation. Marcus Peters doesn't belong either. Really? Really? It's sad that undrafted players making their way up there and players that have been in the league getting burned. Listen, man, because the cornerback position to me is really just about athleticism and physicality. We get all amazed about these guys who jump routes and take chances and they get the interceptions. But there are guys out here working hard on every play to stay glued to you that aren't running away either. They're not starting to play 8 yards off of the receiver. They're starting to play 1, 2, 3 yards off. And they listen, if you're going to burn me, you're going to burn me, but prove it. Prove it. Prove it. And that's what's happening, man. There are some cover. That's why the addition of Byron Jones was huge for us, because it definitely locks down one side of the field. And I know we have Xavien Howard, but y'all have to understand, Xavien Howard doesn't lock down the side of the field. He just creates turnovers. Creating turnovers is not a lockdown. It's not a lockdown. But I'll take it any day. If we can get a 6 interception year, 7 interception year from Xavien Howard, I take it all day. Them turnovers, them wins, them games where we got better shots. I'll take that all day. So, because all you need is a corner that locks down his side and another corner who's an opportunist that take advantage of it using his athleticism to get the ball turned over. Because he's going to be on the second best receiver. They're not going to target Byron Jones as much. And he's going to be playing against the second best receivers on teams in Xavien Howard. This is a perfect situation for X. X don't have to worry about guarding the number 1 receiver. Maybe only 4 or 5 times in a season, he's going to be guarding a number one caliber receiver because many teams don't have two number ones. Only a few of them do. You got a whole bunch of nice, talented guys, of course, but it shouldn't be anything Xavien Howard can't handle. But I want Byron Jones on Cooper. I don't want X on players like Cooper. I want Byron Jones on the best player on the offensive side of the ball at the receiver position. And I want Xavien Howard to take advantage of the second best receivers and eat all day. Get them picks, get them deflections so the safety can pick it. Whatever it takes. TD, Flores does not mirror any number one never. Flores does whatever it takes to win. If like think about it, because I know what you're saying when you say Flores doesn't mirror a number one. I know what you mean because he plays good sound football. You got the right, you got the left. But what you gonna do when one of the best, you go up against one of the best receivers in the league? Wait, you know what? Name that, y'all. Who is the best receiver in the league? That's a good question right now. Have you ever thought about that? Who is actually the best receiver in the league right now? If I was to guess, I would probably give it to a player like Tyreek Hill. I would probably say Tyreek Hill. That type of weapon. Oh man, I got audio playing on the screen. All right. My bad, guys. Okay. So I would say players like Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper is even high. Where's that off? Get out of here. My wife in here talking trash, talking about of course he is. But my thing is, I don't want Xavien Howard guarding those guys. So if I got Tyreek Hill, or let's just say Amari Cooper, if I got Amari Cooper abusing Xavien Howard, you think Flores gonna say just keep abusing? Flores gonna be like, Byron, follow him, and X just be on the opposite side. Yeah, he gonna say that. Of course he is. Shout out to Quint Riddle with the donation showing love to the channel, said Hopkins. Yes, of course he is. Of course he is. Y'all remember what Hopkins did to Xavien Howard 2 years ago? Is that the right one? Am I talking about the right receiver? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Did DeAndre Hopkins destroy Xavien Howard 2 years ago? Maybe I'm talking about somebody else in Houston. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. One person said yes. Only one person said yes, so I don't know if they're talking to me. Yeah, okay, yes. So I got multiple yeses now. Yeah, man. He had a great catch against X, but destroyed? No. Listen, X was mirroring the man the whole game, man. No, he didn't. All right. Let me make sure I ain't tripping, man. Y'all, boy. Because sometimes y'all just defend stuff that don't need to be defended. Sometimes, man. Sometimes. Sometimes. Oh, they say, hey, babe. They're saying hi to you.
I know. I'm saying hi back. You can't see.
Oh, you're in the comment section?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what's up. They say one catch. Man, when was that game? So I have to look up the stats in that game, man. I had to look up the stats. TD, can you please read my comment from before I've posted it 3 times already and you've ignored it. Anthony, stop saying I ignored it. I didn't ignore it. I just didn't see it, man. Listen, if I don't see it, unfortunately, I didn't hit it. TD, NFL scouts create top 10s by position to project future production based off past performance. Do you agree with this statement? No, I agree with the fact that that's what they do. I don't agree with the fact that that's what they need to do. Because you can't see, people always talk about, oh, you project the future based off of the past. Well, you know what the past tell us? That certain people are injury prone or prone to injury, but yet we ignore that. We ignore that. That's what it tells me. But back to my point, at the end of the day, you don't want Xavien Howard guarding the best receivers in the league because he's an interception guy. The best receivers in the league are going to get separation. And with a good quarterback, they're going to get completions and touchdowns. Xavien Howard has never been known for the guy that's glued to his guy, sticking to him like white on rice. He's never been known for that. As a matter of fact, most of his interceptions, he getting beat. He just recovering so well. He athletic. And that's what I love about him. That's what I love about his game, man. Parker injury prone too. Absolutely. Exactly. That's why I keep telling y'all, ain't none of these receivers proven. You think Parker's proven? See, at least I keep it 100 all the way. Because I was happy with what Parker did, and I always knew he had it in him. I always knew he had it in him. And he showed it, but don't make it seem like it's gospel now. He got to go out there and put a second year of that consistently. You got to put a second year of that consistently, man. So I said facts. X has good makeup skills. Yes, he does. Somebody said, LOL, he's baiting. The comments went by so fast. Hold on, Sharif. I'm going to go to the stats. LOL, he's baiting QBs. He doesn't get beat. There's a difference. Stop. Was he baiting? Oh, my gosh. Y'all start with debating stuff. This is the NFL. At the cornerback position, you don't bait anymore. Baiting is going to get you killed. This is the NFL. You go against a great QB, all that baiting don't matter. Bait if you're a safety, but the cornerback position, you can't be doing that, man. He came out trying to do that last year and was getting toasted all over the field. And let me tell you why he was baiting in the past. And this ain't a Xavien Howard hate fest, but these are facts. This is what we have. He was baiting in the past because he had Rashard Jones sitting behind him when he was healthy. He had some of his greatest success when Rashard Jones was back there like, you can bait, you can take chances because I got your back. Somebody get past you, I got your back. I got your back. Baiting is a hit and miss game, and you need a good safety behind you when you're baiting. You need a good safety behind you when you're baiting, because if you ain't got a good safety behind you, they gonna make that safety gonna make you look real bad. X is that type of cornerback. That's why he gets burned like he does at times. I know. That's the thing. We ignore the fact that when he gets burnt, you can see where he was baiting. And we just supposed to be cool with that. Well, eventually he'll bait them and they'll take the hook, TD. Eventually, it's a hit and miss. Let me tell you why we made Byron Jones the highest paid corner. Because he don't bait. He just one-on-one square up with you. Whatever you do, I'm doing. And I'm going to have the least amount of separation in the entire league. And that's what Byron Jones has done. He has the least amount of separation of all corners in the whole NFL. The least amount of separation. That's what you call a lockdown corner. Not the guy who's baiting all the time, hit and miss. Can we just be honest? Baiting is gambling. Can we be honest about that? Baiting is gambling. It's just luckily Xavien Howard hit the numbers sometimes. Sometimes his numbers hit. That's the good thing. But when they don't, when they don't, do y'all realize that? I know I always come back to this game, but do y'all realize a game just like the Dallas game last year, had he played at a Pro Bowl level and locked his side of the field down, we might have actually won that game?
Let's not get crazy.
What do you mean getting crazy? The man gave up 150, 60, 70 something yards and 2 touchdowns.
Let's not get crazy. By the way, it's Powerhouse TJ's birthday. He's the OG.
Shout out to Powerhouse TJ, man. Happy birthday. Him and Chef Jew got birthdays on the same week.
Happy birthday, Chef Jew. I saw that. Okay, anyways, back to your buffoonery.
Hit it on the head.
Not get crazy.
Hit it on the head, TD. It is gambling, and X loves to gamble. That's the reality, man. I really do feel like we could have won that Dallas game had he played like a lockdown corner.
Are you saying that X is the sole reason that you guys lost that game?
We had many reasons we lost that game, but our defense did not. I mean, our defense play. Gosh, hell, think about it. You were at the game. Our defense actually played good football.
They did not.
Yeah, because Cooper, he was the only one going off on the whole team.
True.
Ezekiel Elliott didn't go. We were actually doing good against the run. We were actually doing well against the run.
Oh my God.
Cooper is the one who went off.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You just forget that game,
God.
man.
I can't. This is such malarkey. Are you crazy?
Hell, Cooper was the only one that went off in that game.
No.
He was the only one. Pull stats of what? That game?
Tony, there is no way in HE double hockey sticks y'all could have won that game whether X was on it or not. Like, stop it. Stop.
Hill. You know good and well. You were right there. You were right there. Now, I understand we had drop balls and all of that in that game.
Right. And who was it? Was it Preston Williams?
Yes.
Called Butterfingers?
Yes.
Child, please. There was no way.
Well, I don't know why you call him Butterfingers. You're a hater.
Ball in your hand. Because he drops every pass that he gets. He sucks.
Preston don't drop every pass. He just dropped a lot of passes.
Like
he just dropped a lot of passes from Rosen in that game.
Listen, him and Rosen were not a good combo together all season long. Period.
Nah, that's not true.
Yo, he was dropping passes of the game that I commentated. I think it was him. He sucked.
Maybe you're a hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm just saying.
You're a born hater.
There was no way y'all were gonna win that game. Like, there's no, like, don't even feed the people that malarkey. Now you're reaching. You're reaching.
You're a hater at the end of the day.
Okay, anyways, moving on.
Dak sucks. That's what everybody just said in the comment section. They had 2 100-yard rushers. Yeah, in the second half. Did you see what happened in the game? Do you see what happened in the game in the first half? But I can't put the whole thing on Xavien Howard because Kenyon Drake fumbled on the 8-yard line. We were Rosen drove the ball all the way down the field. I was proud of the little kid. Then he throws it to Drake, and Drake fumbles in the middle of the field. Next drive, Preston catches a touchdown in the end zone, and then they called it incomplete because he dropped it at the end of the play. Anthony Mazzano said, TD, do you think even with Byron Jones on the other side of the field, Xavien Howard still needs an elite safety behind him because of his tendencies of relying on interceptions? The truth of the matter is we don't know what we're going to get from Xavien Howard this year. Xavien Howard might actually learn from Byron Jones. He might learn a few things from Byron Jones. Let's get that straight now. Let's get that straight. Byron Jones is the better talent. First round pick. He might learn how to be a more solid cornerback from Byron Jones. Flores may pull him in the office and say, cut all that crap out. We ain't trying to make Pro Bowls over here. We trying to win games. So at the end of the day, I'm just evaluating what I saw in the past with hopes that Xavien Howard comes out this year and he's actually a more rounded lockdown player.
Sorry, it was True Fins fans' birthday too, so I have to wish my
shout out to True Fins fans' birthday as well.
Birthday.
A lot of people birthdays in June.
Yes.
Wow.
A lot of Gemini.
Byron could also learn from X also. I don't know. What?
Steve Xavien said the first half we had Dallas. Brother, you're reaching.
In that first half, we were doing well. In the second half, we just gave up. We were actually doing so well in the first half. We should have went to halftime up. Then the second half, they wore us out. You could see the youth and just the youth in the team. Then they start running the ball all over us. Byron can also learn from Peters and Humphreys. Engraven. Hey, Engraven, tell Humphreys make the top 10 first. Ooh, you see that shade? Nah, I'm just messing around. I know the man should have been there. But listen, man, Byron is going to be the king of the AFC, ladies and gentlemen. Byron is going to show this year that we have the best corner in football. And Devontae Parker gonna knock Stephon Gilmore down a few notches. You don't learn ball skills. That's something you have or you don't, but he doesn't need to. Exactly, Adrian. Ball skills is one of those things that you really can't teach. There's things you can do to teach how to put a player in a better position, but you can't teach ball skills, man. You got to have that knack. But sometimes that's a seasonal thing too. Even people with ball skills, that's a seasonal thing. It'd be like, man, he has awesome ball skills for 2 seasons, then he go ghost for 4 years in a row. I remember the cornerbacks who ushered in all this crap. Who is the cornerback who became the highest paid corner in the league that was for the Raiders? Namdir or Aswa or somebody. It was like 3 different corners back to back to back that got these big old deals, and all 3 of them became bums when they went to their next team. They got big deals and they all end up being sorry. You know why? Because they were getting all these interceptions and we were, then all of a sudden they had to cover. And they weren't the same. It was like 3 corners in a row that went through that. And I wonder if teams learned their lesson. Yeah, Nnamdi Asomugha. Yeah, man, I remember that mess, man. That man got paid. And then everybody criticizing the very next year. Man, he's just ain't been that guy. He hasn't been that guy. He's been targeted a lot, allowing a lot of completions. Not even close. You can't just be an interception guy, man. You got to be able to straight up cover. I'd rather a guy who can cover and you want him to be better at interceptions than a guy that get interceptions and ain't a great cover. That is true, ball game. Nnamdi was a zone corner, though. He went to a man press system. That is true. That is true. Let me tell you something. With ball game saying that, I'm curious. Do you think that X would actually be a better zone corner? Do you think X would actually be a better zone corner than a press cover corner? Because I don't see the skills when he in press coverage. I think like X could actually be more valuable on another team, if you ask me. Some systems, X would, man, I think he would be a lot better in a zone type scheme. And of course, we run some zone sets too, but I'm talking about teams that primarily run zone. Ballgame said the issue X has is he's been allowed to freelance too much. They have to get him to break the bad habits. I've been saying that all this time, Ballgame, and you know who I've been using to reference that? He learned from the biggest freelancer we ever had in the secondary, Rashard Jones. Rashard Jones has always been a freelancer in our system, allowed to until Adam Gase and Matt Burke challenged that. But I wasn't mad that he challenged it because Matt Burke them sucked and Rashard Jones was tired of the crap. But he's been the biggest freelancer, and he learned from the freelancer. It was a freelance heaven back there under the last regime. But what people have to understand is those are bad habits. Think about Rashard Jones last year actually on the field playing for us. I'm sitting there watching. I'm at Dolphins games in the end zone, and I'm seeing Rashard Jones 30 yards from the line of scrimmage at the safety position. And before the ball hike, you can gosh, I don't like I'm sitting there like, man, we're in cover. Are we in cover 2? And then he coming to the line, and I'm like, we got a 4 receiver set, and you coming down in the box, and we got a slot receiver uncovered on your side. Maybe the linebacker about to slide out. So are we going 0, like no help? Like, are we empty? And he blitzes. And after the play, they over on the sideline arguing. And because it was a wide open up the middle of the field. I think it was a Chargers game or something. I don't remember. I think it was like the Chargers game or the Bears game. And it was a touchdown in the dead smack middle of the field. Nobody around. Not a single defender nowhere in sight. Like, he came on the blitz, and the left tackle picked it up, and the ball was thrown, and I'm sitting here watching a wide open man, and then they're arguing on the sideline. I said, listen, I don't know what they're arguing about, but it don't take a rocket science to know that's all on Rashard Jones right there. That is clearly on Rashard Jones. We started out with 2 high. They went 4 wide, and the free safety came up like 11 yards off of the receiver, and Rashard Jones literally goes to the line of scrimmage, and I'm like, oh, my gosh. Freelancing, man. Trying to take chances to get there, but it's not your assignment right now. It is not your assignment. It's crazy, man. Shout out to KA all day. He said, TD passionate about this. I agree, though. Man, I just love my team, man. I'm definitely passionate about it. People think I be yelling, arguing, all that. I'm just passionate, man. But we got it. It bothers me. It does bother me when we don't just recognize the simple things because we want to defend a guy because we're a fan of him. Let's call these players what they are. Let's call these players what they are and then sit back and see if they've improved on their own areas. That's how you evaluate whether you want to keep a guy or not. And if you need to start finding his replacement or not. You got to call the balls and strikes, man. Call the balls and strikes. Deion Sanders was the best I ever seen. I'm 38 years old, by the way. Yeah, Deion did it all, man. Deion did it all. Deion is like that Byron Jones cover corner that takes the ball away too. With great hands, man. Rashard Jones got injured every year too because of freelancing. Listen, man, all I know is he mentored Xavien Howard. And the sad part about it is you cannot sit here and tell me you don't see a lot of Rashard Jones in Xavien Howard and how they play on the field. You cannot sit here and tell me that. Tendencies and everything. You cannot sit here and tell me that. The only difference is at least Rashard Jones was a hitter. He get grimy and nasty. That's another thing about X. X ain't the type of guy on a bubble screen where he digging it out and making that, ugh. X ain't never been that type of guy. X ain't never been the type of guy that stop a play that's thrown out in the flat behind the line of scrimmage. That's another element that we never talk about with X. He's not the type of guy where there's a sweep coming around the corner and he shed his block and make the play. Am I wrong? Has X ever been involved in the run game? Has he ever been that guy in the run game? These are all the things I look at. I already praised his interception ability. I already praised it. And see Barry Allen say X a dog, you tripping. You still ain't answered the question. See, those are the responses I get. I said, is X the type of cornerback that's back there sniffing out the run game and tackles for losses and stuff? He answered the question. He said, X is X a dog, you tripping. You see, them the type of responses I get. People won't answer the question. They're going to engrave and troll and talk about Humphrey's been involved in the run game. Oh, man. Quint Riddle said, yes, TD. Man, this man ain't back there sniffing it out and getting it done, man. Y'all probably got one or two occasions in your mind. Come on, man. I've seen X after the injury put his hands out and make sure he ain't getting chopped low. And the run go for 30 yards. Rashad Jones is still a Dolphin. I believe so. Huh? Rashad Jones is not a Dolphin, DraftKings FanDuel. He is officially not a Dolphin. Now he officially is counting against our salary cap by $10 million right now. He's currently counting against our cap by $10 million, a dead cap right now. So I guess you could say he's a part of the Dolphins. A part of it. Ball Game said he's an above average tackler, TD. I agree with that. But to answer your question, no, that's not a strong suit to his game. I know, but that's all I was saying. I know the man know how to tackle. I'm talking about those corners who are literally shedding blocks and give me that -3 yards. What's up? Minka had that in him, even though he's a safety, but nickel, whatever. Minka was that guy that sniffed that. Minka loved the backfield. I ain't talking about to the quarterback for the sacks. Minka loved the backfield, the tackle for a loss. Rashad Jones loved the backfield on running backs, slot receivers, outside bubble screens, all that. They love that backfield. That's where they make most of their plays in that backfield. I never forget the Chicago Bears game. Rashad Jones was out there, and it was like a 3rd and 2. And they had a wide open field. Rashad Jones jumped over to a defender and an offensive player blocking each other and clipped the guy and made it a 4th and 1. Like this guy would have been going for a 60-yard touchdown. Rashad Jones jumps over 2 guys blocking each other and clips them like going all out to Bonez C said Noah will take X spot this year. I don't know about that. But I will say this. If X start the season out the way he did last year, Noah certainly can take his spot this year. Hell, why are we seeing Noah? Needham might get thrown in there. You saying X can't tackle. You should be Bobby McCain. Barry Allen, man, you gotta start interpreting what I'm actually saying, bro. You're wrong. I never said X couldn't tackle. There's a difference. He's actually, like Ball Game said, and I agree with, he's an above average tackler. But there's a difference from a guy who catches a 7-yard slant and then you keep tackling them and you're good at tackling. First of all, just to even show you're good at tackling means you're giving up receptions. Only thing I'm talking about are the dogs, the ones that operate behind the line of scrimmage. Running back coming around the corner on the sweep. Oh, you trying to block me, receiver? Get out my way. Come here, running back. I'm talking about them guys. That don't mean X can't block. I mean, he can't tackle. I never said the man couldn't tackle. There's a difference between a tackling corner and a guy who's living in the backfield, stopping stuff for a negative loss. He's sniffing those plays out too. But let me tell you another reason why X ain't sniffing out plays in the backfield all the time. Because he never impressed. He's never bump and run. Against the greatest receivers, the man is never bump and run. He ain't taking that challenge. You can call me a hater all you want. Those are facts. Go watch the film. X ain't in no bump and run. He ain't in no bump and run. And that's why if you already 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, when that sweep coming around the corner, you already at a disadvantage.
Daddy,
You already at a disadvantage.
Daddy,
Yes?
I pin.
All right, ask mommy for it, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Close the door for me, please. I got you. Bro, y'all got X bus ticket ready? Good Lord. Nah, that man ain't going nowhere, man. That man ain't going nowhere. Flores going to work wonders on that. Y'all need to understand that. Flores going to take care of that. Flores, listen, game one, I want to see Xavien Howard and whoever face. I want to see him right there in their face. Mano y mano. Come try to beat me. Because the guy has the skills to do it. He's athletic. He's an athletic freak. He got the skills to do it. That's what baffles me about him. Get up in their face, X. Get up in their face. You got a big body frame. It ain't like he has a frame that's gonna get abused on the line of scrimmage. Dude, he did it against the Steelers. Okay. Against what receiver? Somebody say he gonna get burned. Listen, you can't say he gonna get burned because we don't see it often enough. I think that he can literally hold his own if he can get up there in the trenches in the guy's face. And with the front seven we have now, the quarterback ain't gonna have 5-6 seconds to throw the ball. Get up in their face. Get up in their face, man. Don't run away from it, man. That was the problem in Dallas. 8-10 yards off the receiver on every play. I'm like, you're one-on-one on the outside in the red zone. This is an easy slant conversion. Up, slant, touchdown. Slant, touchdown. The man caught the slant, walked in the end zone, and didn't even get pushed at the end. Just out of position, man. He did it against Juju, TD. Oh, the whole game? Then why he don't do it? That's my point. If you got a reference of him doing it against one guy in one game, then you should be calling for more of that in every game. That's my point. If you got a reference where this man is balling out and doing it in one game and he's successful at it, then why ain't we calling for him to do it every game? Because you know he ain't. You know he ain't. If you can point out the game he did it, then that's a problem in itself. Would you say X is a mediocre cornerback, TD? No, not at all. Not at all. He's a really, really, really good cornerback. He's a really, 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 really good cornerback. Is he elite to me? No, because my definition of elite doesn't fit his category. It doesn't. He doesn't fit the category of my elite. He's a really, really, really good corner. I just feel like the skills that he has, he could be better if he challenges himself a little more and stop gambling. Playing this game out there, you know how the players say, "Oh, we play chess on the field." Yeah, play chess, but at the same token, you ain't got to be sitting here and leaving your queen exposed. That's the point. So, TD, you only bring up one game against at a Cowboys when he got beat, my dude. Bro, almost every game last year he got roasted. Stop saying the Cowboys. I'm just mentioning that one because he played against the number one receiver. Almost every game he got roasted. Go watch him versus the Patriots. Go watch him versus Baltimore. One moment, guys. Hello? Oh, just use one of those wood things. Use one of those. Man, listen, man. You talk about he wasn't targeted. Y'all stop that mess. Stop that mess, man. Stop that mess. Mm-hmm. Y'all make it seem like Baltimore put up 60-something points and none of it was against X. The Patriots put up 50-something and none of it was against X. Stop that mess. I was live in them games streaming it. Antonio Brown out there eating them for lunch. I was live out there streaming it, man. X remind me of Terrell Buckley. It wasn't for me. I would put a lot of X's failures on the D's. They were trying to run in the past. I did. We remember when Matt Burke was the defensive coordinator. I gave X. I was the main one saying you can't expect these corners to cover all day. So anybody's going to get burnt when you're giving them 6, 7, 8 seconds to throw the ball. I was one of the main people saying that. So I get that. I've always said that. But at the same token, there are attributes that show you, man, he can be better, in my opinion. TDX literally locked up Amari Cooper when he was on the Raiders. Yes, he did. So it's okay to lock him up on the Raiders, but not with the Cowboys. Oh, he did it the year before. He just got murdered the year after, TD. So what? A younger Amari Cooper with the quarterback they got over there. And we talk about he literally locked him up. So, and Amari Cooper wasn't revered as one of the best receivers in the league then. The very next year, they considered him one of the best receivers in the league. X, get it done again. Didn't happen. Did not happen. It did not happen. Let me go a little further. Let me tell you why Devontae Parker went off on Stephon Gilmore. If you were really a football head and you understand this game, why did Devontae Parker go off on Stephon Gilmore? What was the one thing Stephon Gilmore was doing in that game that would have given him, I ain't saying he would have completely stopped him, but would have given him a much better chance against Devontae? He did exactly what X was doing, playing 8, 9, 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. That's why Gilmore got ripped. Gilmore was guessing where Devontae Parker and the ball was half the time. Because when you give that much separation, you have to be reactive to what the receiver does. But when you're bump and run, you can feel him and pay attention to a lot more. Devontae Parker running 20 yards full speed. He already in the air, and Gilmore like, is the ball coming? Oh, he just caught it. Didn't even know. This is why you go bump and run. You interrupt their route from the beginning of the play, throw them off of their route, and then you feel them out while you get to use your eyes to see, is the quarterback looking over here? I'm feeling the receiver. Oh, yeah, he is. There go the ball. Now he can make a play on it. When Devontae Parker was eating them up, Gilmore couldn't make a play on not a single play. Gilmore set himself up for failure, and Devontae Parker ate him up and took advantage of it. You can't do that with receivers like that. You can't get them all the cushion in the world. You're going to get ate up. EM said Gilmore had no chance because he couldn't win at the line of scrimmage. But there you have it. If you can't win at the line of scrimmage, now you got to go back into guessing and gambling. And look what happened. You got ate up either way. But I tell you this, it would have given him a better chance. Straight facts. TD played corner. I played safety, not corner. But I definitely understand the corner position. Gilmore couldn't jam him at the line of scrimmage. I probably agree that he probably couldn't. But does it not give him a better chance than what happened? If you're letting him run free? You can't let a Devontae Parker run free. As soon as the quarterback sees Gilmore turn and start running with him, throw the ball up. By the time Gilmore looked back, Devontae's already in the air catching the ball. Devontae Parker would have still went off, but Gilmore would have had a better chance taking the chance at the line of scrimmage. And that's the only reason Xavien Howard does get burnt, because he gives that separation. It's basically he's allowing option routes to happen. That's what Mahomes and those guys are specialists at. They run option routes. If the safety sits down, run a post in this situation or run a go. If the safety's following out with you, make a start dive back towards the quarterback. That's where those option routes come in. But when you're man-to-man press coverage, all that go out the window. It's mano-a-mano. You beat me, you beat me. You don't, you don't. But when you're running zones or you're playing off of the receiver, now you're opening up the possibilities of what they can do to you. And yes, it's hard to just be man-to-man all day. That's also a rest thing, y'all. If you playing man-to-man bump and run all day, you get tired. But that receiver got to do it too. But if you're in a zone, sometimes it is a sense of rest. Let me just handle what I got to handle. Let me go over a guy coming in my. Sometimes it's a sense of rest too. Sometimes when teams are worn out, they'll go in a zone and try to play the bend but don't break and save their stamina. X, and I like that X went through that this year. I mean, not X. I like that Parker went through that this year, because now I think that's going to give him the confidence necessary to be that dude this year. But I think all the number one corners are probably going to try to guard him. That's why, and he's still going to eat on the number one corner. Remember that too. But that's why it's going to open it up for all the rest of these guys. 78 days to the NFL opener. Man, that 78 days is going to go by so fast and so slow at the same time. We're going to look up, guys, we finally made it. X should be 100% physically and mentally. I hope so. I think Jones should be the number 2. You must be got some twisted theory behind that. No. Byron Jones need to be the number 1. He need to guard the best receiver on the field if we play it that way. I could actually see what somebody said earlier. I could see us playing it where Byron just on the right and X on the left, regardless of how it works out. Whoever's on what side, that's what it's going to be. But listen. If X struggles with number 1, because I'm telling you, think about an offense that come to play Miami. If Byron is solidified to the right and X is solidified to the left, think about an offense coming to play Miami. What you think they're going to tell their number 1 receiver? We want you to go on the outside of where Byron is, or we want you to go on the outside of where X is? Which one you think they're going to tell their receiver? Which one you think they're going to game plan for? Which one you think? Make X earn that money. Yeah, don't do it at the detriment of losing. X is going to be just fine, man. TD, you're sleeping on X. X sleeping on himself. Stop putting this on me. He's sleeping on himself. And I hope this is the year where he wake up. That simple. Receivers have to game plan for X and Jones. That's that week. Yeah, they do. But once again, who you think the coach gonna put their number 1 receiver on? Who you think the coach gonna line their number 1 receiver in front of? Byron Jones or Xavien Howard? Because all the coach gonna do is say, "Hey, I want my number 1 receiver on to line up in front of X. You're going to find ways to get separation, but quarterback, you got to be accurate, because any slip up, if you throw it a little bit behind or a little overthrown, he going to pick it off. But Byron Jones, you ain't going to have no separation. You're going to go through your progressions and don't see it open anyway. You going to force that in there? I take that all day. Forced passes. I take it all day. That's the difference. They're going to drop back the pass, and the quarterback's going to see zero separation. Zero burn. Zero separation. That's a skip progression. That's what y'all have to understand. When it's going so fast, it ain't a case of my number one guy, I'm about to go to him. Hike, you're throwing the ball. That's a bad throw. That is a bad throw. Terrible throw. You don't do that. You don't do it, man. And if you set yourself up and do something like that, you hurting your team because those mistakes are going to show. And now you got Byron Jones out here getting interceptions. That's what nobody talking about that you actually might see. You might look up and Byron Jones, the one with 5, 6, 7 interceptions this year. That's what he did in college. How easy we forget. He was an interception machine in college. He just came into the NFL and they taught him, we need you to be a cover corner, lock down your side of the field. Will X have over under 5 interceptions? With this defense, man, I'm going to be optimistic and say over because the front 7 is better. He's going to be playing against a lot of number 2 receivers, and he's going to be playing against a lot of unproven quarterbacks. Josh Allen ain't the best passer in the world. I don't know why people give him that. He played him twice. Sam Darnold, he played him twice. That's enough said. Just be a Ghostbuster that day. Stidham got to prove something. Young quarterback. Burrow. He plays a lot of young quarterbacks, man. If you look at our schedule, we play a lot of young quarterbacks. Xavien Howard could have a breakout season because I'm going to tell y'all, TD is not going to be happy if he don't. Jaguars quarterback. Garoppolo ain't the best of passers. Broncos, Chargers, all these teams with different quarterbacks. The Cardinals, you still got a young Kyler Murray. Gosh. Raiders, he's a veteran now, so I'll leave that one alone. But do you realize how many young quarterbacks we're playing? Do you realize how many young quarterbacks? Buffalo. I want to add Mahomes because he's young, but he gets a pass. He's proven. That ain't going to be no cakewalk. Bengals. Jets twice. Buffalo twice too, so that's 5. Cardinals. Chargers. Broncos. Who else we got? Young quarterbacks now. Jaguars. Did I do Patriots twice? No, I didn't. 11 games with young quarterbacks. 11 games, ladies and gentlemen, with young quarterbacks. This whole defense should be eaten. And with a Flores defense, that's why it'd be sweet if we were able to get a guy like Jamal Adams too. But it ain't gonna happen, man. Whenever I looked at it today, they came out and said we got about $13 million in cap space left. And we still got to sign the practice squad players. And then on top of it, we probably want to carry some money over the next year because the salary cap is going to drop. They're projecting that the salary cap is actually going to drop next year, y'all. So that $50 million we supposed to have in cap next year, we carrying money over so that we could still possibly be up there. Hey, what's up? Hello? I'm not sure. No, it's not in here. I'm sorry. Oh, hope we didn't lose the car keys. All right, but 11 and those start, hopefully. Let's go, John Cabrera. I'm with it, man. I can't imagine offense destroying our defense because that's not happening. But that's my point when you really look at it, y'all. 11 teams with a young quarterback is what we're playing. 11. Man. Young quarterbacks. And don't let Tua be the starter because, we probably going to have the best one in all 11 games. Why not? If Tua that guy like everybody told us he should be better than Josh Allen. He should be better than Jarrett Stidham. That's 4 games. He should be better than the Jaguars quarterback. That's 5. The Broncos quarterback. That's 6. Garoppolo, he should be better than. That's 7. He should be better than the Chargers quarterback. That's 8. I'm going to leave the Rams alone just because. He should be better than the Jets quarterback. Obviously, Sam Darnold. He should be better than Joe Burrow. He should be better than Joe Burrow, but we'll see. Who knows? He should be better than 11 quarterbacks, man. Probably 12. He should be better than Carr, if you ask me. But I'm just saying. EM said, trust me, he is. Then if you ask me, he better than 12 quarterbacks because we'd be a fool to say he better than Patrick Mahomes. Is he better than the Rams quarterback? Y'all think he better than he ain't better than Russell Wilson. Who else? Gosh, man, when you really think about it, if you really like Tua Tagovailoa being that guy, what quarterback outside of Russell Wilson on our schedule that's better than him? I mean, of course, he ain't throw a snap yet, so some of y'all will say, well, there's a few guys, you got to give them the nod now. But when you really think about it, what quarterback outside of Wilson is better than him? That should be better than him. I don't know. I don't know how to word this. Tagovailoa. Sorry, Rip. Chiefs, Mahomes, of course. I'm sorry, I missed that. 2 quarterback. You mean to tell me we going into 14 games and 2 will start with the best quarterback? 14 games with the best quarterback, with a good receiving core, with multiple running backs who's capable of getting the job done. Of course, the offensive line is going to mean everything. But if they're playing just half as better, like a 50% increase better than last year, with that defense, and y'all wonder why I be saying we can go 13-3, 12-4. Why not? Why not? Why can't we beat Buffalo twice? Why can't we beat the Jets twice? Why can't we beat the Bills twice? Why can't we beat the Raiders? Why can't we beat the Bengals? Why can't we beat the Cardinals? Why can't we beat the Rams? Why can't we beat the Chargers? Why we can't beat the 49ers? I know they got a great defense, but we going to have a great defense too, and our quarterback's going to be better. And I think we got a better receiving core. Some can debate that. Why we can't beat the Broncos? Tell me, why we can't beat the Jags? Why we can't beat every single one of them teams I just named? And the only ones I didn't name was Seattle and the Chiefs. And I ain't giving them a pass either, but I'm just trying to be a little humble. Why? Why we can't? Every single game I just named, 14 games are actually winnable. The 49ers is the hardest threat, but I still think it's winnable. The Cardinals might even be a little challenging because they probably should be getting better since they didn't have all the coaching turnover finally. But why not? Maybe the Rams, I don't know. But when you look at our schedule, if we actually gonna turn that corner and get respect, we got to beat all those teams I just named. And that's 11 guaranteed wins if we do. 12 if we beat the Rams. 13 if we beat the 49ers. 15 if we beat the Cardinals. Everybody else, man, I have no fear. And of course, we can go into the season and lose half of those ones that I have no fear about. That's always a possibility. We could still lose, y'all. But why should we go into the season fearing any of those teams I just named? Oh, we got a tough schedule. Do we really? Because that's how we started out when the schedules came out. Ooh, we actually got a tough schedule. Do we really? Nobody in the AFC East outside of being a division game should scare you. They can still get W's against us, but they shouldn't scare you. And outside of the AFC East, we got teams like the Jags. They don't scare me. The Chargers don't scare me. The Cardinals actually don't scare me. The Bengals bet not scare me. The Raiders don't scare me. Oh, but TD, you got to understand, we got a tough schedule. I can see if our schedule said Tennessee, Baltimore, Chiefs, Seahawks, Cowboys, Eagles. You know, some of those teams that's going to always be tough. Green Bay, even with a down Atlanta, still tough. I can say, like, all these good teams, like, think about the playoff teams last year. Let me ask y'all that. How many playoff teams we playing this year? Let's go through the list real quick. Patriots don't count, though. Our division don't count. Buffalo and the Patriots don't count because they trash and they're not going to beat us. But outside our division, how many playoff teams we play? San Francisco, Seattle, Chiefs. I believe that's it. Shout out to Pro Under Pressure with the donation supporting the channel. I appreciate your love, bro. He said, wow, your channel has come a long way from when I first started watching you. Keep up the good work, bro. People need real content in times like this. Salute to you, my brother. I appreciate the love, man. I'm going to do everything I can to keep it rolling. Everything I can. Right now, we own why the Dolphins going 19-0. Super Bowl. That ain't going to happen, but why not, though? Why can't it? 72 Fins logo say not an easy schedule. That's a matter of perspective. I'm not going to be mad at your perspective, but my perspective says it is. Chiefs, Niners, Seahawks. Only legitimate playoff teams last year. Buffalo ain't no legitimate. They ain't beat one playoff team the whole season. Outside of Tennessee when Mariota had the helm of the ship. They ain't beat one tough game last year. I ain't worried about them. Patriots, we beat them the last game, and then they got mollywopped by Tennessee in the playoffs. And that was with Brady. Now they without Brady? That was it. That was it. TD, did incompetent defensive coaching when Xavien came in the league stunt his growth a little bit? And that's why he's playing with bad habits today, and can Coach Flores coat them out of X? Here's what scares me, Anthony. If coaches with bad tendencies like helped him with the, if bad coaches are the reason why he has the bad tendencies, you also have to recognize those bad tendencies is what he made his name off of. So this is what becomes scary. When you put him into this situation to have good tendencies, he might show to not be as good. Because imagine asking Xavien Howard to bump and run and just shadow your guy all over the field and literally be that lockdown guy, and he struggles at it and he gets less picks. Versus, hey, do you be that corner that take chances and you're going to get picks, but you're also going to get burnt here and there. He made his name off of that, but if you ask him to be sound and be a great, just stick to your guy, there is a chance that he may struggle, and that ain't his strong suit. He's not great at it. So that's a situation that's possible. Flores can come in and say, okay, let me put my hands on him, but he may not be as good with structure. That may sound crazy, y'all, but he may not be as good with structure. Some guys you leave alone. It's just like when you watch The Last Dance. When the coach tried to coach Rodman, And it was either Phil or Jordan that called the coach over and said, come here, leave him alone. Just leave him alone. Yeah, you can coach him up and make his game better, but some people you just don't coach. You just leave them be because they're going to give you 110. And without all the fine tuning is when they're at their best. With the fine tuning, you're going to be taken away from their game. That's the scary part about it. So does Flores recognize that? But I'm sure Flores is going to try because he might come out and be the best cover corner in the league. That would be superb. But if he recognizes it's not working, Flores got a decision to make. Either he's not the guy or let him go back to doing what he did when he found success and make our defense work with that. That's the scary part. So, sounds like Ed Reed. Yeah. I'd only be scared of Allen if they put him at running back. Mr. Ballgame said his flaws can be corrected. He's still young enough. I agree. I just hope that he doesn't continue to have injury concerns because he's going to be wasting a lot of that youth away. 1 or 2 more seasons of injuries, man, he's wasted some of his most youthful years where he's in his prime. This is the prime years of a player. His age and everything, this is where he should be able to play at the highest level before it starts to go on downhill. He got about 3 years of that in him. The very highest level, this year, next year, and the year after. Those should be the 3 highest, him playing at the highest physical level of his game, in my opinion. And if he learns in those moments, he can start to transform into where he doesn't have to be more athletic, but start to use his brain to offset, the decline in physical ability, because it happens to everybody. Father Time is undefeated. You got to become wise in this game to let your game be impactful when you get older, because you're not going to be able to do what you used to. You're not going to be able to. You think Gore running the ball now like he did when he first started? No. He's just wiser now and more patient now, and he's still producing at a high level. Josh Rosen can overcome the odds, and I think he can do it. Hey, them some odds, boy. Those are truly some odds, but I'm not knocking Rosen, man. I actually want to see a success story. There would be nothing like a successful story. The only thing with Josh Rosen, man, I hate for him to become a success story and then all of a sudden he just takes a dive after it. He got to maintain and be that guy. It's not easy to play the quarterback position in the NFL. I'm one of the most critical people about quarterbacks in the NFL. It's not easy to play that position. I criticize the glorified ones. And I recognize the things that aren't around the ones that aren't glorified. And that's my truth, y'all. For all y'all who want to know my truth about quarterbacks, I criticize the glorified ones that are in perfect position situations. And I try to point out the quarterbacks that's not in a great situation. The fact that they're not. That's the biggest trick in this NFL right now that has to be figured out. It has to be figured out, y'all. You can be a great quarterback with a loaded team, and people think that it's all you, and then you go to another team with less talent, and you look like a bum. And the sad thing is they move on from you as the quarterback instead of adjusting the team. There's a lot of great quarterbacks that aren't even in this league today that could have won Super Bowls had they diagnosed the team problems correctly. Quarterbacks take a huge blunt of the blame, and I think it's unjustified. It's not right in a lot of situations. You were all over Aaron Rodgers, though, and he has a team that disrespects him. That team don't disrespect him. You fail to realize they've been building that team around Rodgers for years. Just because they're not getting back to the Super Bowl and stuff, we want to blame the team. Why do y'all really think that Aaron Rodgers playing with bums all around him? That's not true. That is not true. They've been building that team. despite it being hard to build it because of the money he made. Come on, man. One good wide receiver. Okay, man. Okay. All right. Ain't the quarterback supposed to make the receivers better? That's what y'all tell me. TD, John Brown here say no one on our team can hold him in the slot. Packers have a young team, but plenty of talent. Plenty of talent. I think you should talk about the Rams more, though, Mr. Spacely. How about the Rams, though? Listen, man, I'm going to tell you something about the Rams. They lost my respect whenever they went to a Super Bowl and then fell off a cliff the next year. They fell off the cliff the next year. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is, man. I wonder why they fell off a cliff. Not at the wide receiver trash. Brady had all these no-name guys his entire career. And every time he pulled it off, y'all gave him credit until we finally start giving the guys around him catching the balls credit. Their talent isn't even close. San Francisco, and they didn't even try to get better. Yeah, I don't see that, y'all. Dolphins got top 7 wide receiving core if healthy. That's debatable. They paid too much for their quarterback. That's why. Exactly. That's why I said I wonder why. I wonder why. It's crazy, man. Super crazy to me. I wonder is Jared, Jared Goff going to be the answer long term? That's what I want to know. 4-year, $134 million contract. Woo! Woo! Woo, woo, woo! This man signed a 4-year, $134 million. That's about $33 million a year. 33.250 per year. Boy, oh boy. Man, he eating them up. When did that start, man? Last year. Oh, there you have it. It's going to be tough for them for years to come. 2021, he make almost $35 million. Yeah, that's why they took that dive. Flat on their face, man. Rams got them bum uniforms too. We better not lose to them, man. Tua built different. TD, can we debate the receivers on this team compared to other teams one of these days? Absolutely, 72 Fans logo anytime. I mean, what side of the argument are you on? What are we debating? What are we debating in that regards? Kansas City Chiefs ain't going to repeat Super Bowl champions. Who knows? I mean, if it ain't us, it could be them. It could be them. How much money Patrick Mahomes making this year? How much money? Patrick Mahomes. Let me see. How much money Patrick Mahomes getting this year, man? Kidding me. Wow. $5.3 million cap hit. Last year, it was only a $4.5 million cap hit. Wow. And in 2021, his 5th-year option, he can't make anything less than $24,837. He's gonna make in his 5th year 24.8 25 million. But he probably gonna be like, I want my new deal. So his 5th year option, he's gonna make 25 million. And he's probably gonna say, no, I want my new deal. But right now he's counting against the team cap $5 million. They could very well repeat. They could very well repeat. The Chiefs not going to have the same team they had in the Super Bowl with all that money, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, but he not taking more money now. He could still eat. TD, with the Cowboys paying 3 players over 60 to 70 million, how can let me see. How can they build a good team? Doesn't that make your point about paying too much money and keeping good 7 and 8s? Let me tell you what the Cowboys doing, Vic. Jerry Jones is doing whatever he got to do to win a Super Bowl. They could actually win a Super Bowl paying players that kind of money. Here's why. Because when they win it, if they do, that's the big part, if they do. But if they win one, when they do, they know that they're going to suck for years to come afterwards. Because what Jerry's doing is, man, if I just add, I ain't got the money right now, but if I add that piece, it might take us over the top. Let's do it. But how can you do it? You're over the salary cap. No, we ain't over the salary cap. Call him in an office. Right now, he got a 5-year, $100 million deal, $20 million a year. Hey, come sit down with me. Hey, this is what we want to do. We want to, instead of giving you, we want to restructure your deal from 5-year, $100 million. We want to go ahead and make it a 7-year, $140 million, but we're going to backload a lot and guarantee a lot of it for you. So now the current years that are in his face right now, he gets more cap space. He got a player on his roster that's signed to an 8-year deal, and another player that's signed to a 7, and a few guys that signed to 6. That's what they're doing. They're stretching these contracts out so that they can afford better talent now. But that at some point, the balloon is going to burst in the future. It's going to burst. It's a gamble to win now, but it's going to catch up to you. Basically, you're in debt. You've already sold 2022, 2023, 2024. You've already sold it. You already sold it. Their books are out of whack like that. Sounds like the 2008 housing market. Man, that's what the Cowboys are doing. Because it always looked like they ain't got no money to pay people, but the deal gets signed. And Dak signed his franchise tag. He still faces a possible sit out, but I knew he was going to sign it. You ain't going to not sign it with Andy Dalton sitting behind you. You ain't going to not sign that. Andy Dalton coming to Tannehill you right away. Andy Dalton trying to be the next Tannehill. Come on, Dak. Tell him you need 40, Dak. That's what Andy Dalton doing every night. Tell him you want 40 and you sitting. Andy Dalton sitting back like, ooh, if I could get behind this O-line with those receivers in this running game, oh my gosh. I'm a Tannehill the heck out of them. The Bengals did Tannehill. The Bengals did me just like the Dolphins did Tannehill. I'm about to eat. Because we ain't going to sit here and act like Andy Dalton ain't got an arm, like he ain't been to the playoffs like 3 or 4 times with the Bengals. We're not going to sit here and act like he ain't a good enough quarterback to take his team to the playoffs. And with a better team, oh boy, Andy Dalton like, listen, Dak, if I was you, I wouldn't even give up, man. You worth 40, bro. Look how much you've been making all these years. You've been making peanuts, bro. But you've been playing like the best player in the league, man. Go get your 40. If I was Andy Dalton, I'll be up in training camp. If I was Andy Dalton, man, I admire your game, man. You're really worth $40 million. I see that now. I always question that. I'll be playing with that. You're really worth 40, man. If I were you, I wouldn't bend. I've already got money in this league. Andy Dalton gonna come out there and start out 5-0. That gonna be like, I'm in the holdout. Jerry gonna be like, all right, come sit on this bench. Come sit on this bench. Yeah, I'm a bite the bullet and pay you for the rest of the year, but I guarantee you, next year you're gonna be a free agent, or I'm gonna trade you any week now, and then Andy Dalton gonna get that Tannehill money. I'm telling you, man, that's exactly what Andy Dalton hoping. Because listen, you know you lying if you don't think Andy Dalton can't get the Cowboys to the playoffs. You know you lying. Man, that's awesome, TD. I'm just saying. Why not? Mr. Spacey, you sure spaced out on the green funky stuff. Dak has no excuse to ball out, and I see Dak probably winning MVP with his stacked roster. This is his make or break season. So what do you do if Dak has an MVP type season just like Lamar Jackson and then lose in the first round again? 4 years down and got one playoff win. You still want to keep going with that? Even though your team ain't going to get better because you're taking money from it? That's my whole point. That's what I keep on bringing up, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I thought the Cowboys would have been why. I thought Cowboys was the ones that was going to draft Jordan Love. I thought it was the Cowboys that were going to be the ones who snuck up and got Jordan Love and shocked everybody. That's who I thought was going to get Jordan Love. But it was the Packers. It's crazy, man. Karma. Has Dak done anything wrong or just not good enough and gets paid too much? The thing is, Vic, when these quarterbacks come into a perfect situation with the great O-line, top 5 O-line, if not the best during his tenure in the league, great receiving core, great running game, how can you really evaluate how good they are? You're seeing them in a perfect situation. But the point is, when they get big money, they're no longer allotted a perfect situation because the team cannot afford a perfect situation. So when you don't get a chance to see a player in a non-perfect situation. Now I take that back. We saw Dak in a non-perfect situation for about 7 weeks. His second season in the league. Ezekiel wasn't playing. 2 offensive linemen got hurt. And he looked like boo-boo trash. I lived in Dallas. The whole fan base, I thought Dak was the answer, man. We got to move on for him. Zeke came back. Both offensive linemen came back. They went to balling again. Dak is back. So the small sample size you have of him in a non-great situation, he did not perform well. He looked like Tannehill with Miami. It's the truth. But outside of that small sample size, he has always been in a perfect situation with a good defense. So that's the problem. The truth is Jerry Jones don't know what he really has in him. Jerry really don't know. It ain't that he don't believe in Dak. He just doesn't know. And this decision could make or break this team for the next 5 years. And he has a lot of good talent on this team, and you cannot let it go to waste. But he also recognizes you got to forfeit some of that to be able to afford that contract. And is that going to be the difference maker to make up for what we forfeit? The players we can't keep because of it. He ain't proven with them. 1 playoff win. He hasn't proven it with everybody here. So I don't fault Jerry Jones, man. He's standing up for what he believes. Because nobody's going to say a word if they give Dak $40 million a year and they fight to make the playoffs every year like Romo, miss it or lose in the first round. Nobody's going to say anything. Why can't he build a better team? Why can't he just give it? That's all they're going to do. Nobody's going to go back to the cornerback and point. They're just going to say he deserved it. Then as a football fan, what do you want? To make sure your quarterback who's deserving of a lot of money to give him status to make him rich, or winning a Super Bowl? Which one is more important to you as a fan? And I ask you Dolphin fans the tough question of the night before I get out of here. Which is more important? If Tua wins 4 league MVPs and 4 Super Bowls in a row, and he wants that big guap of money, do you want to reward the quarterback, or do you want to win your 5th Super Bowl? That's a good question. Let me ask you why. Which is more important, rewarding your quarterback or getting number 5? I'm curious. Let me see. I want to see where your loyalty lies, because that question is purely to the whole point of you either player or team. You either player or team. Is it more important to lose and thank him for the 4 or get number 5? Which is more important? Which is more important to you? I really do believe Tua might be that guy that balls out and give us a team-friendly deal. So I hope that goes down. It'll be perfect. But if it doesn't, which is more important to you? Which is more important to you? I didn't say whether you pay him or not. I asked you which is more important to you. This ain't a question of that. This is a question for y'all. I want to see what type of fan you are. And I ain't saying it makes you a good one or not. But it tells me if you're a fan of a player or you're a fan of the team. Which is more important? Pay Tua or get number 5? Pay Tua or get number 5. It's that simple. We want 5. Getting 5. Always the title. Choice C. Do both if you can. But it ain't been proven, Rhino C. We can keep on running down this rabbit hole that don't work. Do both. Who's done both? Everybody I argue with about this, nobody can tell me who's done both. History is showing you in your face. It doesn't happen. History is showing you in your face. It does not happen. So if both ain't an option, what's more important? And if you say pay the man, then we're a fan of the man and we want him to get paid. We'll struggle just to thanks for the 4. But if you want number 5 and to keep that dynasty rolling with whoever behind center, that's where I'm at with it. That's what I'm at with it. I want number 5. Then I want 6. Then I want 7. Then I want 8. Because paying him might tell us you can't get 5, you can't get 6, you can't get 7, and you can't get 8. You pay the guy what he deserves. He deserves what he already got paid because he was drafted number 1 overall. I mean, as a first-round pick, and he got what a first-round pick is worth. His $8-9 million a year. That's what he was worth. That's what his contracts say that he can get. Now we're gonna offer $30 million a year, but you can't sit here and say, no, he should be able to get his 45. Because 5 years from now, that's gonna be the number, ladies and gentlemen. Probably more than that. I'm probably tripping. It's probably gonna be more than that. It's probably gonna be more than that. And the Dolphins gave him $13 million of his 19 already. Well, it's 100% guaranteed. He's going to get the 19 regardless. The Dolphins are doing all the right things with Tua, showing him respect. Absolutely. Absolutely. We always start off slow, but we can start off big. Yes, I think we can, especially with some real tough division wins early. Let's do it. Y'all hit that like button, guys. We got 126 watching, 107 likes. Y'all hit that like button before we get out of here, man. I'm about to have movie night with the kids. That's why I came live earlier tonight, because I know we didn't have a show last night, but we had a great show on TD's Real Talk last night. That was it. We went for 4 hours, y'all. We went for 4 hours on the other channel, TD's Real Talk, man. It was what a conversation. I appreciate all the panelists that came through as well, man. What a conversation, man. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I'm going to get out of here for the night, man. I done rambled for an hour and 40 minutes. Long enough, man. Long enough. Now, tomorrow night, we're probably going to do something different because I know Dwayne has a scheduled arrangement. So I'll keep y'all posted and wake up with TD in the morning tomorrow on what we're going to be doing tomorrow night. But Mr. Ballgame said it was necessary dialogue. It was a great show. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot myself, man. I really learned a lot myself on TD's Real Talk last night. If you aren't subscribed to it and you're into talking about any and everything, all things that we want to see be better in our lives, that's the channel you want to come stop by and hit that subscribe button. TD's Real Talk, but you got to put a apostrophe S on TD's to find it. So TD apostrophe S Real Talk. So y'all go check that out. Yes, on YouTube, man. We were live for 4 hours last night. I didn't go to sleep to 2:30. I got all these texts this morning. Bro, how did you wake up with TD in the morning? Because it's rise and grind every day over here, baby. Rise and grind. But love y'all. Thank you for your love and support, man. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Y'all go love on y'all families, man. I'll see y'all soon. Love y'all, man.